Brothers and sisters, my heart is heavy. Today, I speak not only as the leader of Burkina Faso, but as an African, as a son of this continent who feels deeply the pain of his brothers and sisters, wherever they may be in the world. Today, my heart is with Jamaica. My thoughts, my prayers, and the prayers of the entire Burkina people are with the people of Jamaica who are now facing one of the darkest moments in their nation's recent history. Hurricane Melissa has left behind a trail of destruction that words cannot fully describe. I have seen the images. I have heard the stories. Homes have been torn apart, families displaced, lives lost, and entire communities reduced to silence under the weight of this monstrous storm. The winds moving at nearly 185 miles per hour swept across the island with unimaginable force, uprooting trees, tearing down schools, hospitals, and homes. Roads are gone, electricity is out, and thousands of our Jamaican brothers and sisters are now struggling to find food, shelter, and safety. To the families who have lost loved ones, I extend my deepest condolences. No words can fill the emptiness of that loss. No speech can rebuild what has been destroyed. But I want you to know you are not alone. Africa stands with you. Burkina Faso stands with you. I stand with you. I am deeply saddened by the situation right now in Jamaica. It breaks my heart to see the suffering of innocent people, mothers holding their children in flooded streets, elders searching for shelter, men digging through debris with their bare hands. Nature has tested your strength, and I know that the Jamaican people, proud, resilient, and courageous, will rise again. But until that day comes, it is our duty as fellow human beings, as Africans, as members of one family under God, to lend our hands and our hearts to your aid. Burkina Faso is preparing to send tons of food, water, and emergency supplies to support relief efforts in Jamaica. We are coordinating with our humanitarian partners in neighboring African states to ensure that the help we send reaches those who need it most, the children, the elderly, and the families who have lost everything. We are also preparing temporary shelters that can house hundreds of displaced families. These are small steps, but they are steps of solidarity, steps of love. Because when one nation suffers, we all suffer. When one home falls, the human home trembles. We cannot watch from afar and do nothing. We will not let Jamaica face this storm alone. I have already directed my government to work with regional organizations and international partners to deliver urgent aid. I urge others, nations of Africa, of the Caribbean, of the wider world, to do the same. Now is not the time for speeches alone. Now is the time for action. I call on the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honorable Andrew Holmes, to remain strong in this moment of crisis. I urge you, my brother, to continue leading with courage and compassion. Mobilize all resources to save your people. Let no one be left behind in this tragedy. The people of Jamaica are counting on your strength, and we, your brothers and sisters across Africa, are standing behind you. This hurricane, which tore through Jamaica before moving toward Cuba and Haiti, has already claimed many lives across the Caribbean. The devastation is enormous. It is said that in some regions of Jamaica, entire towns have been leveled. Roofs are gone. Bridges are washed away. Hospitals have been overwhelmed. The island's power grid has collapsed in large areas, leaving hundreds of thousands in darkness. The Jamaican government has declared the country a disaster zone, and the people are now in urgent need of water, food, medicine, and safe shelter. I want to speak directly to the people of Jamaica. To every mother, every father, every child listening, Burkina Faso is with you. Africa is with you. Do not lose hope. The storm may have destroyed your homes, but it has not destroyed your spirit. It has not taken away your dignity. It has not taken away the warmth of your hearts or the strength of your souls. You are a people known for courage, a people whose ancestors stood tall against oppression, whose music, faith, and unity have inspired millions across the world. This moment of pain will not define you. It will refine. My brothers and sisters, I know what it means to struggle, to rebuild from ruins, to stand against the odds. In Burkina Faso, we too have faced trials, drought, conflict, and loss. But we have learned that when people unite, when they hold on to each other, no disaster can defeat them. And so I say to Jamaica, hold on to each other. In your churches, in your schools, in your neighborhoods, stay together. Lift one another up. Share what little you have. That is the true spirit of humanity. The storm may have passed, but the days ahead will be difficult. Recovery will take time, patience, and strength. Rebuilding homes, restoring power, and healing wounds. These tasks require more than tools and money. They require faith. They require love. They require unity. And I promise you, Burkina Faso will do its part. Our engineers and volunteers are ready to assist in reconstruction. We are coordinating with regional disaster agencies to contribute to technical assistance and medical support. Every little effort counts. Every bag of rice, every blanket, every drop of water, because together these small acts become great waves of compassion. Today I am also calling upon the African Union, upon ECOWAS, and upon all African nations from the north to the south, from the east to the west, to rise and join in this great humanitarian effort. Let us move not as separate states, but as one people bound by a shared history and destiny. Let us show the world that Africa does not forget her sons and daughters scattered across the oceans. We must show that when our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean cry out for help, Africa hears their voices across the waves, across the continents, across the centuries that once divided us. We must respond, not with hesitation, not with bureaucracy, but with the speed of compassion. We move, we act, we stand. Let this be a moment where Africa reclaims her moral strength, not waiting for orders or approvals from those who once ignored our pain, but acting from our own sense of justice and humanity. Because true solidarity is not written in the language of diplomacy. It is written in the language of action. It is felt when a mother in Burkina Faso packs food for a child in Kingston. It is seen when African doctors travel to rebuild hospitals, when African engineers lend their hands to restore power, when African farmers share their harvests to feed the hungry. This is the Africa I believe in, an Africa that moves not out of pity but out of purpose, an Africa that refuses to watch suffering from afar, an Africa that remembers that Jamaica's pain is our pain, that every fallen home is a wound upon our shared humanity. Let the world witness that we, the people of Africa, do not only speak of unity, we live it, we act upon it, we prove it in moments like this. And when history looks back on this tragedy, it will Remember not only the storm that struck Jamaica, but the spirit of solidarity that rose from Africa to meet it. Jamaica has always been more than just an island. It has been a beacon of resilience, a light that has guided generations across the waters of history. Your music, your art, your faith, your unbreakable spirit. These have touched every corner of the world, and especially the heart of Africa. When the drums of Africa were silenced by slavery, it was Jamaica that helped carry the rhythm forward. When our voices were taken, it was through Jamaica that we found our song again. Your music, reggae, is not just sound. It is a movement. It is the voice of the oppressed and the anthem of the free. It has carried messages of hope, peace, and liberation across oceans and deserts, across time and generations. When we in Africa listen to the words of Bob Marley, we do not hear just a singer. We hear a messenger. We hear a man who spoke to our hearts, who told us to stand up, to rise up, to love ourselves, to believe that Africa and her children will be free again. Your poets, your musicians, your freedom fighters, they have spoken for all of us. From the spirit of Marcus Garvey, who taught us that no matter where we are, we must never forget who we are, to the rhythm of Bob Marley, who reminded us that unity is strength and that redemption is possible. Jamaica has been a bridge between the past and the future, between the continent and the diaspora. You have taught the world that struggle is not defeat. You have shown that even when storms rage and empires rise and fall, the spirit of a people who believe in themselves can never be destroyed. You have lived through colonialism, through hardship, through disaster, and yet you still sing. You still smile. You still dance. That is the soul of Jamaica. A people who carry sunshine even through the rain. And now, as Hurricane Melissa has struck and your island weeps, it is our turn to sing for you. It is our turn to send back across the ocean the same message of love and strength that you have given us for generations. It is our turn to stand beside you and remind you that you are not forgotten. Africa remembers. Africa listens. Africa cares. To the people of Kingston, of Montego Bay, of Portmore, of every village and parish, your pain is felt in Ouagadougou, in Dar, in Era, in Lagos, in Addis Ababa. Across our continent, prayers are being said for Jamaica. Children are lighting candles. Elders are asking God to give you strength. Because to us you are not distant cousins. You are family. You are part of the same story, the same dream, the same blood that has endured centuries of struggle and still stands proud. We see your courage in the faces of your people, in the rescuers who brave the floodwaters, in the mothers who comfort their children, in the neighbors who share what little food they have left. That courage is the same spirit that once fueled the freedom movements of Africa. It is the same fire that burns in every African heart. So let us sing together again. Not the songs of sorrow, but the songs of resilience, of unity, of rebirth. Let the rhythm of Africa and Jamaica beat as one heart. Let the world hear it. That even in darkness we will not surrender. That even when the storm comes, we will rebuild. That even when tears fall, our spirit will rise. Because that is what Jamaica has always taught us. That hope is stronger than despair. That unity is stronger than fear. And that love above all never fails. When I saw the videos of Kingston under heavy rain, when I saw Montego Bay submerged beneath brown swirling floods, I could not remain silent. The images pierced my heart. Streets that once carried laughter and music were now rivers of sorrow. The sound of reggae drums had been replaced by the roar of the wind and the cries of families searching for safety. I saw men wading through waist-deep water carrying children on their shoulders. I saw women clutching soaked blankets trying to protect the last pieces of their homes. I saw elders standing in disbelief, their eyes reflecting the ruins of everything they had built. And as I watched, I thought of our own people in Africa, those who have stood knee-deep in floodwaters, who have known hunger, who have faced hardship yet refused to fall. I thought of the farmers in Burkina Faso, who have watched their crops washed away by heavy rains and still wake up the next day to plant again. I thought of the mothers in the Sahel who hold their children close through nights of fear and uncertainty, whispering words of faith when all else seems lost. When I saw the pain of Jamaica, I saw our reflection, the reflection of a shared struggle that knows no borders. The same determination that lives in the hearts of our African brothers and sisters lives also in Jamaica. The same resilience that carried us through centuries of storms, political, social, and natural, is alive in the people of the Caribbean. And so when I watched those scenes, I did not see strangers. I saw family. I saw a young boy in Kingston standing barefoot in the rain, staring at the wreckage of what used to be his home. His face was tired, his clothes soaked, but there was something in his eyes. Not surrender, but strength. That look reminded me of the children in Ouagadougou who fetch water during the drought, who keep smiling despite scarcity, who believe that tomorrow will be better. That same courage, that same flame lives in Jamaica today. I thought of the mothers crying for their lost children, their tears mixing with the rain. I thought of the fathers who feel helpless, who can only hold their families close and hope the next wave will not take them. I thought of the children who no longer have homes to sleep in tonight, children who will close their eyes under the open sky, not knowing where they will wake tomorrow. My heart broke for them, because every child deserves safety. Every family deserves peace. As I watched the videos, the flooding, the devastation, the exhaustion on the faces of the rescuers, I prayed. I prayed for Jamaica. I prayed that God would send comfort to those who mourn. I prayed that He would calm the winds, dry the waters, and heal the wounded hearts of this beautiful nation. I prayed that He would give strength to the doctors, the soldiers, the volunteers, those who are now the hands of mercy amid the storm. And I thought to myself, this pain must not go unanswered. This suffering must not be met with silence. We cannot sit in our safe corners of the world and look away. For when one part of humanity cries, the rest of humanity must answer. The storm that struck Jamaica is not just a Jamaican tragedy. It is a human tragedy. It is a reminder of how fragile we are and yet how powerful we can be when we stand together. When I saw those scenes, I did not only see destruction, I also saw courage, people helping each other, strangers becoming family, communities rising amid the flood. That is the soul of Jamaica. That is the soul of Africa, too. And in that moment I felt hope. Because if people can still love, still share, still fight for each other in times of such loss, then humanity still has a chance. So yes, my heart broke. But it also awakened. It reminded me that leadership is not only about protecting your own borders. It is about feeling the pain of others as your own. It is about remembering that we are one. People connected by blood, by history, and by destiny. And that is why I prayed for Jamaica. Not out of pity, but out of love, out of solidarity, out of the conviction that your struggle is our struggle. Tonight, as I speak these words, I continue to pray. I pray for every soul in Jamaica still waiting to be rescued. I pray for the families who are searching for their loved ones. I pray for the leaders who must now guide their people through this dark time. And I pray that when the sun rises again over your island, it will rise over a people who, though battered, are not broken. Because Jamaica, like Africa, always rises. Always. I pray that the Almighty will comfort those who mourn. I pray that He will give strength to those working tirelessly in rescue and relief. I pray that He will bless the hands of the doctors, the firefighters, the volunteers, the men and women risking their lives to save others. And I pray that He will give the government and the people of Jamaica the courage to rebuild, stronger than before. In this moment, let us remember something powerful. Humanity has no borders. Pain has no passport. Whether in Africa or in the Caribbean, a child's tears are the same. A mother's love is the same. A people's dignity is the same. And so, as brothers and sisters, we must respond with one heart. This disaster is a reminder. A reminder that the climate crisis is real, and that no nation is immune. Hurricanes, like Melissa, are becoming stronger, faster and deadlier. They strike without mercy, leaving nations to pick up the pieces. The world must wake up. We cannot continue to ignore the consequences of greed and neglect. Climate justice must not be just a phrase. It must be a mission. Africa and the Caribbean. We are bound by history, by blood, and by destiny. Our struggles are linked, our futures connected. We must unite to face these challenges, to demand global fairness, to build systems that protect the vulnerable, to ensure that no country stands alone in the face of disaster. To the international community, I say this. Jamaica needs you now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Send aid, send expertise, send compassion, but do it with respect. Do it with dignity. Do not turn this tragedy into an opportunity for control or exploitation. Jamaica does not need pity. It needs partnership. It does not need foreign dictates. It needs solidarity. I have faith in the strength of the Jamaican people. I have faith in Prime Minister Hull's leadership. I have faith in the spirit of the Caribbean. And I have faith in humanity that when disaster strikes, our compassion rises higher than the waters. Let the world hear our message. Africa stands with Jamaica. Burkina Faso stands with Jamaica. I, Ibrahim Traoré, stand with Jamaica. And I promise you this, we will walk beside you until your homes are rebuilt, until your children smile again, until your land breathes again. To every Jamaican watching this message, do not lose faith. You will rise. You will rebuild. And when you do, the world will remember your courage. May God bless Jamaica. May God bless the Caribbean. May God bless every soul fighting to survive and to rebuild. And may He bless the spirit of solidarity that binds us all. Thank you.